Okay, has been shown to lower blood pressure and thereby reducing coronary risk, but this is a complex issue. Alcohol consumption increases the risk of primary tumors of the mouth, pharynx, larynx, esophagus, liver, breast, colon, and rectum. It also increases mortality in breast cancer survivors and possibly those with other cancers as well. It interferes with the sleep and dream cycles, and as we saw in chapter 8 with circadian clocks, and it can be addictive. As with fish oil, a supplementation industry grew out of the Nielsen finding of red wine's potential health effects. Researchers identified a chemical in red wine that you may have read about called resveratrol. Resveratrol has antioxidant properties and in animals reduces in hypertension, heart failure, and ischemic heart disease, and it improves insulin sensitivity and reduces blood glucose levels, and the high-fat diet induced obesity. However, systematic reviews conclude that there is insufficient evidence that resveratrol supplements could prevent disease or extend the life in humans. Many cognitive and physical benefits are claimed for a number of diets, including the DASH, MIND, and Mediterranean diets, but there is little evidence to support them. The putative causes of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's are oxidative stress, inflammation of neural tissue, and the vascular problems caused by building up a harmful substances in the circulatory system. Healthy diets that lower cholesterol and inflammation are a logical approach. But the history of medical science is full of treatments and advice that made sense that lacked evidence, and the evidence came in counter to the logical advice. The problem is that bodies and the brains are complicated. There are multiple interesting factors, and we are really only at the very beginning of being able to understand all the implications of even the simplest interventions. Protein. Although those absorb protein less effectively and require 0.54 grams of protein per pound of the body weight per day. It's not pure protein. In fact, it probably has less than half of an ounce of protein. Consider the following. 1 cup of non-fat milk equals 0.3 ounces protein, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter equals 0.2 ounces protein, 2 medium eggs equals 0.4 ounces protein, half a pound of salmon equals 1.7 ounces protein. If you eat everything I've just listed, you'd still be 0.4 ounces short of a daily requirement. Wow, okay. The most effective proteins in all of those are ones that are rich in the amino acid leucine, milk, cheese, beef, tuna, chicken, peanuts, soybeans, and eggs. Leucine is one of 9 essential amino acids, building blocks of proteins that we need to obtain through our diet, and it is mainly found in animal proteins. There are competing goals here. Cheese and beef contains unhealthy saturated fats. Tuna can contain unhealthy levels of mercury, and the chicken can contain antibiotics, yet they are effective source of protein. A good alternative for some is 98% lean beef that contains less than 2 grams of fat in a 100-gram portion. Lack of protein can cause serious problems with your brain, muscles, and immune systems. We need leucine for protein synthesis and many metabolic functions. This amino acid helps regulate blood sugar levels, the growth and repair of muscle and bone tissue, and wound healing. It enters the brain from the blood more rapidly than any other amino acids. But when levels become too high, leucine toxicity can develop and has been associated with degradation of neural circuits, delirium, cognitive impairment, reductions in serotonin levels, and the excess in aminonyl levels in the blood, as well as in blocking the absorption of other amino acids. You need leucine, but not too much. And so the food just listening should be eaten in moderation. Tuna, sandwiches, and every day at lunch are not the way to go. Vegetable proteins are part of the balanced diet. You may have read the reports that soy products interfere with sex hormones, lowering testosterone in men and leading to estrogen problems in menopausal women. These reports were based on flawed data and encouraging King as an soy is beneficial for all except those who are allergic to soy. Hydration. Aristotle wrote that living beings are moist and warm. However, all ages dry and cold. The classical Greek physician Galen and Perman added that aging is associated with a decline in inlet heat and body water. Galen further lamented that dehydration is difficult to diagnose. That is still true today. It is the most problematic among children and adults over 70. Hydration isn't something most of us don't think about, but it is essential for cellular and brain health. Often, if you notice yourself feeling fatigue, this is the first sign of dehydration. Other symptoms include headaches and nausea. Dehydration is a medical condition. It is not thirst. Thirst is just a symptom that may or may not present when they are dehydrated. Dehydration is deadly. It is the second leading killer of children under for worldwide and the eighth leading cause of death among adults over 70. It is also linked to the formation of kidney stones. Common causes are too much heat or exercise because you lose salt through your sweat, higher altitudes, and illness. Alcohol is also a culprit. It turns off hormones that help us absorb water, so we lose more fluids than normal. Other persons have increased risk of dehydration even when water is readily available to them because thirst detectors in the brain degrade. Individuals in age degrades risk for dehydration include people with fever or infections, impaired cognitive status, or impaired renal function, and those who take medications that affect fluid and electrolyte balance. Dehydration results from imbalance of water, salt, and electrolytes in the blood. Electrolytes include sodium, chloride, potassium, and magnesium. Rehydrating does not mean simply drinking more water because when you are dehydrated, the body can retain the water that you drink, and the water alone doesn't replace any depleted salt and electrolytes. Okay,